right. First and foremost, we would like to give all praise, honor, and glory unto
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem HaKadosh.
double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the hopeful they got there pushing his word and truth and in sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to hopefully the believers, the listeners, whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. All right. And we got the beloved brothers from Memphis, down, for the weekend, just breaking bread in the spirit. All right. And what we want to get into today, on how we're kings on the come up, because what we have to understand, our people, when you look at our people, how they naturally are, their natural state, they're built for rulership. That's why you look into, post slavery, when Jake had a little bit of wiggle room, in his captivity, what did Jake begin to do? All right, to enterprise and, because
but you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood.
a chosen generation, a royal priesthood. Okay, so if they was writing these epistles, they had the mindset that just the end was near, but there's still things that had to play out because we had to be stripped from who we were. Great fall on the way. It says in Second Thessalonians. So we had to fall away completely from who we were. Okay, who our power was. Our forefathers. Okay, so we had to fall away first. But now we're in the time of their chosen generation being awakened, they're royal, and now kings on the come up and see this is the biggest threat to Esau's empire. Because there's no other doctrine, okay, where Esau is not in power. Okay, you go into Christianity, God and Jesus is Esau being the God, Okay. You got it, bro.
All right.
You bring it down.
It's 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 9.
Yeah.
But ye are a chosen generation, a warrior priesthood, and holy nation, a peculiar people, that you should show forth the praises of him who had called you out of darkness into his marvelous light.
Right, your purpose. Can you get Isaiah, I believe? 9?
Isaiah 9.
Yeah. It's Isaiah 9, 1, 2.
Okay.
Let me make sure.
Because we've been called,
it's 2.
out of darkness into his marvelous light. And the marvelous light is just the truth, okay? The truth of everything. See, that's why we call this the truth. But what is it? It's the truth of everything. We're not niggas, we're not wetbacks, we're not sticks. Okay, we're not Mexican. No, we're Yasha, princes of the power. Right. And that means a lot. Yeah. When you go now whether you elect, that's another story. Yep. And what being an Israelite is tied to, this is what we've been linked back to, man, that great legacy, man.
The duty of an Israelite.
Yeah, kind of the responsibility. Because that's why we fell off. Stripped from the perks of rulership because we didn't take the responsibility of it seriously. Yep. So we got stripped of the titles of Yasha to these bywords. That's a punishment. Because what's the worst punishment for a king? Well, he's not a king anymore. Right. You see, right. He doesn't have those privileges of a king.
When you take his authority.
Yeah, like the elites. if you gave the elites an option whether to be put to death or just lose wealth and power, they're gonna be put to death. Yeah, they'll put me to death. You know what I mean? Ain't no sense of living. You don't want to live as a peasant when you've been a king for generations. So this is a punishment from on high. Us going into this darkness, man. This whole culture we have as a people, like this is a punishment, man. Like the way that our women are, the way that the youth is coming up, like this is all a punishment of us not taking the responsibility of rulership seriously, man. Like
Baruch 4, Baruch 4, the Lord said, He sent us to the nation not to destroy us, but He moved us to what? To remove Him to wrath. Like I said, that's our punishment.
And the light shine.
Yeah, they just dwell in the valley of death, in the land
land of the shadow of death, which is America, right? Because like there's no other captivity that destroyed us more than this one. You know, like when you go into history, that every captivity we was under, we still had some self-knowledge, and we still was somewhat in tune to our power. But when we came over here, we got stripped to the lowest.
Oh,
Like we was made bare naked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The identity completely taken. You know,
Jeremiah 4:17. Discontinue from my hands.
17. Yep.
Yeah.
And you know, like the brother was saying, that's the worst thing. Like, cause you basically you walking around not knowing who you are. It's like you don't exist.
Yep.
So, like Elder Zahab was saying, like Esau set up a system to where now he can just do what he want to do. Like we easy prey.
Yep.
You know.
Hey, if I can add,
Mm-hmm.
it's like you know, you're used to a certain treatment, you know, to the club you go to,
Yep.
you know, VIP,
Yep.
free bottles,
Yep.
you know, your choice of women,
Yep.
you know, but then you go to that same club, now you gotta wait in line.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You used to just walk
Yeah,
straight to the front.
Right.
Yeah. You only got, you know, $10 to, you know, buy one beer. You know, you got one beer all night.
You
Like,
don't even want to go no more.
yeah. Your status is diminished to nothing. You know what I'm saying? No woman checking for you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yep.
and that's how it was in the earth, man. We lost that status. We had VIP status in the earth, man, and we lost it because of our disobedience. Yeah. You got it. I got one too. It's Revelation 11.
What we just
Isaiah 19.
Isaiah 19. Yeah, we
We talking about that 3 days and a half.
he finished
one
more point. Yeah.
Whenever we get to I got one after him.
Just read it one more time. I want to speak on that, the light that shine.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's Isaiah chapter 9, verse 2. It reads, "The people that walk in darkness have seen a great light. They that dwell in the land of the shadow of death, upon them had a light shine."
Right. And that light really is Yahweh Shai. You know, Yahweh Shai came into us, and that's how we was able to get the grace to come back into the heritage that we lost. You know, without Yahweh Shai, you know, and you see it, 2/3 of our people still, like I say, wandering out of the way of the understanding. The light represents the understanding, which only Yahweh Shai can really give you. You know, because if you waiting on what these men in the world to tell you who you are, you ain't gonna never figure that shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you, as soon as you get close to it, look at Kyrie Irving, look at Nick Cannon, look at, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
His thing is to strip you down physically. Esau Edom, he got the power to strip you down physically.
Like I said, you and Jake would thrive in cities after slavery.
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
But the one thing they didn't have was the path and progress to rulership. You know, and we're doing the edification part, but the Lord is conjuring up this war, because this war is going to put us back in power.
Right.
You see, this is why we in tune to this Third World War, because this is the war that's going to put us back in power.
I agree. That's why Yahweh Shai said,
You got
Yahweh Shai, are there not 12 hours in the day? If any man walk in the day, he stumbleth not, because he seeth the light of this world.
Yeah.
But
Hey, Yahweh Shai represents the day as well. You know, with the day star. You know, because like through him, we're able to see everything, like the truth of everything.
we are in the light.
Yeah.
oh yeah, being a light, like Luke said, take hold of it on Jacob.
Walk in the presence of the light thereof, that you may be illuminated.
There you go.
Yep. Because you got like the whole thing with Esau Edom is to operate in darkness and secrecy.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. Deception.
The secret counsel. You know. But the Lord, like, look, light is greater than darkness. So you might be enlightened with wickedness and know how to conceal. That's really gonna tie into the precept I had too. But Lord will we get to it? Because like the Lord, like you want to hide your power, but guess what? I can hide my power too. And when I show my power, it's gonna be greater than yours.
Yeah, that's why because if you're a Christian, you're stumbling. You know, Egyptologists, okay, you're talking about, you know, niggas for Trump. That's Jake stumbling. You know, like you're still on the path that's gonna lead you right back to captivity.
Right.
You see, everything outside of Yahushua leads our people back to captivity, no matter what they get into. Okay, there's no such thing as economic freedom. It's gonna lead you, because the more you get involved in this man's economy, you become a slave to that dollar. The more you get involved, you know, with this man's system, you become a slave too. So,
No. That's really because the worst captivity is the mind.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's what Esau. You know, like they was speaking about how you train a dog.
Yeah.
That's how Esau. You know what I'm saying? He did that. He trained him like he trained a fucking animal.
Yeah.
And now it's mental.
Yeah. You don't need the chains and the whips no more.
Right. Exactly.
Once I got your mind, you're gonna willingly do everything I want you to do.
Because like you say you had a Jake that retired.
Yeah.
And then a month later he came back.
That's how he know.
You're 75.
Yeah.
Like you 75, you can't even, you know what I'm saying? You can't even retire.
Yeah. That's how he know.
Because Esau had, like I say, he had trained our people to be forever slaves.
Be slave.
You know, forever slaves. Like they was in horrible slave. But this is the thing that give us that ruling class mentality when we tap back into the grace. Like, it ain't about that. Yeah, nah, your rulership, the way you rule, you gotta serve. You know, your leadership should benefit everyone that you're leading. It ain't just about your benefit, like, because Yahushua, because the spirit, because he was around during the pack, what they call Pax Romana. You know, when Rome was at its peak with them Edomites. You know, Yahushua was born during Augustus. You know, which, you know, some call him the greatest Caesar, which he was the longest standing Caesar, like 41 years. But then he lived through Tiberius. Okay, so Yahushua, like, look, and then you had them wicked niggas, the scribes, Pharisees, the Herodians, Sadducees, and the niggas was in league with Rome. And he was telling them, like, he was telling the disciples, like, look, nah, you're not gonna be like them niggas, man. Okay, you're gonna lead. I'm gonna show y'all how to lead. That's why Yahushua's life was about serving. You know,
they was looking to exalt themselves. They was looking for rank. They was looking for position. They was looking for the power. Yahushua was telling them, look, you want power, you gotta serve.
Right.
You know, because like the unique thing about our rulership is that people are going to cherish us ruling over them. Like, it's just like they not going to just be in fear of us having the power. They gonna cherish the power. They gonna like desire, like, you know what I'm saying. It ain't gonna be like well, I envy. I want this nigga spot.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. It ain't gonna be like.
We like, nah, man. The Lord gonna say, matter of fact,
He said the righteous and the people rejoice.
Yeah, I got a quick one for you. The bag of everything you said. This the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and verse 24.
I got 20.
Okay. It's gonna come back to you.
I got 20.
Slip away from you. Yeah. So this is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 6, and verse.
Yeah, because Yahushua, you know, I think it's Solomon too. You know, he all about everything being whole, and like the nations were helpful. This scripture talk about the nations were help. Like, we're gonna be like walking positions in hill. Like we like our rulership is all gonna be about peace, health,
life. Yeah.
There ain't gonna be no desire to try to have what somebody less than me have, or somebody greater than me have.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All we gonna want is peace.
Yeah.
That's why I say, let's talk about his kingdom. It shall be no to peace. It ain't gonna be no end. Ain't gonna be no end to the peace.
Yeah. This is Wisdom of Solomon 6 and 24. But the multitude of the wise is the welfare of the world.
The welfare of the world.
And the wise king is the upholding of the people. You know? So just going to what brothers was saying, like, our rulership is going to benefit everybody. You know, because in our rulership, everything you eat is going to benefit. Okay, when you get a wife, that's going to benefit you. When you have children, that's going to benefit you in our rulership. The animals, because animals have a purpose. really go into farming, you know, like it's certain, like the Shelly pony.
Yeah.
It's short because it eat the weeds out of the field. Like, that's all it do. Like it just eat the weeds. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the dragonflies. You know, they eat mosquitoes.
They eat mosquitoes.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like even the animals, like everything got a purpose. So we go back to where everything is going to go back to its purpose, and it's going to benefit. People are going to benefit the animals. Animals going to benefit the people. Family gonna benefit family. The ruler gonna benefit the citizens. The citizens gonna benefit the rulers. Everything, and then all the glory go back to Yahweh Bashim Al Shah.
Yeah, that's how you know that everything going back to its proper order.
Yeah.
That's why I say everything that's is in the heavens going to be on earth, which is the proper order. How everything's supposed to be raining.
You know, it's like you have like a classic car, right? And like, you know how people go get old school cars.
Yeah, everything original.
But like when they get it, the thing is to restore it back to the original. I'm talking about. I ain't talking about like they go get it and it's already in A1 shape. I'm talking when they go get a car.
Yeah, they want to put everything back in the original.
They want everything original. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Everything original, because he always say he's like the foundation of the earth, the outer course.
Right.
You know, so you gotta think like when the Lord, the Elohim, Yahweh Shah, when they created everything, they said it was good. That's material. You know what I'm saying? You get in it start right up.
Right. It might say like the Garden of Eden.
Yeah.
The Garden of Eden. Like paradise, everything.
We'll get there real quick. I want to get that word good.
Yeah.
Genesis 1:10. It says, and the Most High called the dry land. It's like an Elohim. It was the angels. You know, Yahweh Shah, the angels. And the Elohim called the dry land earth. And the gathering together of the waters called he seas. And the Elohim saw that it was good. So let's get that word good, which in Hebrew goes back to Tawab. Okay? But when you get those definitions for Tawab, it says good, pleasant, agreeable. You know, everything was
agreed.
What's that? How everything worked for the good of another. I think it's in Sirach.
Oh, good as shit.
Yeah. No, this is everything worked for the good of another. I think it's like a 40 something. You put the good of another, it should pop up. But it says good, excellent, of its kind.
Excellent of its kind.
Yeah. It says glad, happy, prosperous, of man's sensuous nature, good understanding of man's intellectual nature, good, all right, ethical. It says good, benefit, welfare, prosperity, happiness, you know? Because like we were saying earlier, like money it's wicked.
It's wicked.
Because really when you get money is not meant for you to get. See, people money, they think that's the way to get wealth. Money really limits you.
Yeah.
Like money is because they say, okay, you work for $1 million. That means that you can only get $1 million worth of substance.
Right.
Like that's a limit on what you can get, on the resources you can get.
Right.
But when you own the resources
really is. Resources is money.
You can't no cap.
Ain't no cap on the resource.
Yeah.
Because like the word resource means rise again.
Right.
So whatever you have, like shoes, a car, that's not a resource. Because that don't reproduce itself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now if you got a lemon tree, that's a resource. You know what I'm saying? I can kind of reproduce. You know what things I can make from these lemons. I can make lemonade. I can make teas, whatever. I can, you know what I'm saying?
That's why you got a lot of benefits.
You got a lot of benefits. And I plant this one tree. When it produce fruit, I can get 10 trees.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's money.
That's why I go back to it and say money is a defense.
Yeah.
That's what it's for.
Yeah.
It's a defense.
Yeah.
Especially in this society.
Yeah.
You need it.
Yeah.
And at least they know that. You know, that's what these wars is really about. They really harden all the resources. Because like when you go back to Genesis, the fatness of the earth by way of the sword. The fatness is talking about the resources. You know.
That's why the Lord said He's gonna bum it all up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You heap treasures together for the last days, and then it's a rocket say.
Yeah, this is Sirach 42. Can I start at 22?
Yeah, well, you feel it's free for.
Okay, Sirach 42 and 22. oh, how desirable are all his works, and that a man may see even to a spark.
Yeah. And we're only seeing the spark. That's another thing, you know. We're so deprived on this side. You know, we're extremely deprived. You know, we haven't begun to live yet. You see,
we don't even know his goodness, like
like
even how we explain it now and talking about it, how it hit home for us and to those that of the Holy Spirit or understand what we're going into. But the Lord, like, you can't even really, like, in these bodies, like we.
You say eyes have not seen, ears have not heard. You know what I'm saying? What the Lord got in store for us, because you can't even imagine.
Yeah.
Living in a immortal body, you can't imagine it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you just think we deprived of even searching the earth and going to observe the earth is was a Eden, right. Paradise, pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't been to California. Right. I ain't seen the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? You think, like, look at what we have not
seen,
observed so far was designed for our peace. Like peace of mind. Just to see the power, like the Lord's power is peace. You know? That's what I was saying, how we gonna rule. Right. That's why they gonna tribute just to, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Just like for us just to, that's how the rest of the earth, like just to sit at our feet where we walk, through the earth.
Like the presence alone.
The presence alone. Yeah. Because you think that we of the elect, we created this earth with the Elohim. You know what I'm saying? So we understand how the mind even fathoms creation. You know what I'm saying? Yup.
And how the earth operate.
Yup.
Going back to that vibration, we speak about it yesterday, the vibration.
Mm-hmm.
How the spirit carries.
Yeah. Who know better than the engineers?
Right.
Engineers of the earth. The elect.
You got it.
So like 42:23, all these things live and remain forever for all uses, and they are all obedient.
Everything because that's why Esau pushed his AI, man. And I'm gonna tell you this, bro. Like the AI is a lot of hype.
Mm-hmm.
It does particular things. It's cute, but it's a lot of hype. Esau ain't created nothing better than the natural creation that was from the beginning, man.
Where you get the source from?
Yeah, because every animal has what you call, because Esau called artificial intelligence, but every animal has natural intelligence. You see?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be taught. The oysters don't have to be taught to clean the water. The shrimp.
They do what they was created.
You see?
They already know.
Yeah.
Just going back to the definition of good.
Yeah.
It was good. Intelligence was in that.
Definition. So
they already knew they on purpose. What they needed to do.
Yeah, because the Lord said that when you go back to Genesis 1, He's like, that all the living creatures come from abundantly. Those in their kind, this and their kind. So when He created them and brought them forth, it was already set for their position.
Intelligence was already placed in there.
That's it.
You gotta understand, this same intelligence is still in play. Esau was just in the way.
That's it. That's
you
all
see?
it was.
And that's another thing. If anyone has a mind, if any Israelite says Esau can be saved, you don't understand what's going on. This nigga is in the way for life. Like, even when you argue, like from the South Korea, North Korea beefing to you arguing with your woman, all this shit go back to this nigga.
Go back to that nigga.
This nigga is the problem.
He the root problem. That's why he got to be taken out.
Rooted out.
YN, Keisha, like, it rooted back to this nigga. Like, anything you can complain about in the earth.
The Lord said in Proverbs 16:4, He created all things for Himself. They are wicked, but they are evil. Evil means what? Bad times, evil times, difficult times. So as long as Esau on earth, you're going to always have what? Difficult times.
No flesh shall be saved. The scriptures say no flesh shall be saved.
There you go. So He got to be taken out of the way for what? Peace to come and peace to dwell on the earth.
Alright, so back.
No, you got it.
So back 42 and 24. It reads, all things, and He had made nothing imperfect.
And He had made nothing imperfect. He said double one is enough.
Right.
You got it, bro.
It said one thing establishes the good or another.
Hey, one thing establishes the good of another.
Hey,
you got
hey, if this the heavy part, he has made nothing. It's an imperfect, right?
perfect, yeah.
So Esau in his perfect purpose.
Yep.
He perfect in his. He was designed to do exactly what he doing.
And he can't change it.
Yeah.
Like Chris said, can the leopard change his spot?
He can't change
Like
it.
Esau he cannot switch it up.
So going back to what the brother said, if you think Esau can be saved, you don't understand what the hell going on. This nigga, he was designed to destroy, nigga.
Yeah, man.
What you talking about?
He said he wanted he given to take peace from the earth.
He was
That's
to
it.
take
Give
peace
power
from
to take this. Like this what this
This
nigga
is designed for.
Yeah.
You want to save this nigga? You know what I'm saying? You want to save the destroyer of peace? You
Nah,
know?
let him do what he was created to do.
Because he's showing us what not to be.
Right.
Like Esau is an example that the Lord created to show us what not to be.
In his perfect purpose, our perfection. You see what I'm saying? We being made perfect in his perfect wicked. We being made perfectly righteous in his perfect wicked.
Just make the Lord what? A balanced power.
Mhm.
Like bring that out real quick. This is Proverbs 11:1.
Mhm.
A false balance is an abomination to the Lord Yahweh.
Yeah, because it said all things work for the good.
Uh-huh.
Because like you will look at, you know, a dead deer, you know, on the side of the road. You know, a little child look at it and be like, oh, it's sad.
Yeah.
But nah, that buzzer had to eat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what buzzer had to eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, it's already an algorithm.
Yeah.
You know, that's why your body, the maggots, people look at the maggot and be like, ooh, you know, but they have a purpose. Like, that's needed. Yeah. Like, you take the maggots from the earth and don't let nobody, you know, you don't let nobody decompose right. Imagine how the earth would smell. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, everything has its purpose. You know, even in death, you know, there's a purpose in that. You know? So, like, the scripture getting into, man, because, like, even, like, this whole thing with, you know, the red pill and shit, like, a man and woman not supposed to be arguing back and forth.
Nah.
That's a complementary relationship.
Yep.
That's why everything fits together.
Perfect union. So a perfect union.
Yeah. Masculinity
With femininity.
femininity. Then you have the man with the long-term thinking, the woman with the short-term thinking.
Yep.
The tedious, you know, because as a man, when you're long-term thinking, you forget little simple shit.
Yep.
You know, little minuscule shit.
Mhm.
But that's what the woman is there for.
That's what she
To
said.
minuscule things,
That's it.
you know, while you handle the big things. So both, you know,
The balance.
yeah, it's a balance.
Yeah.
You know, you're not supposed to be arguing. I'm pride, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
That crazy shit, like, nah, it ain't supposed to be no argument. It's supposed to be a complimentary relationship, man.
That's it.
You know, you got
Because now, but a just wait is his delight.
Mm-hmm.
So it goes back to the balance, going back to the precept.
Yeah.
You know, how the Lord created everything is for his good.
Yep.
You know?
Like in Sirach 42:25, it reads, one thing establish the good or another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory.
Yep. So one thing established the good of another. You know what I'm saying? Nothing is imperfect, man. And then that's another thing too. We really appreciate creation itself now. You know, that's why we're, you know, because no one else is in tune and concerned with creation like the hopeful elect.
Yeah.
Like these things really have an effect on us seeing the earth being ran in this fashion, man. You know, this is why we're the only people that complain. What's Ezekiel put a mark on over the side and cry for what? The abominations that be done in the earth. So there's only a few men that really have a great concern, you know, for how the earth is being ran and what it's doing to the people and the creation itself, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Hey, that's why the Lord said he's going to destroy them that
destroy the earth.
You know?
Yeah.
I got a quick one.
You got
Snag it to it, Solomon. This is Sirach 39 and 33. All the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season.
Yeah, that's why you go to Isaiah 55, we say, my ways are not your ways, neither my thoughts are your thoughts. Because how the Lord created everything, it was good for their purpose.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But Esau, like I say, he came and turned everything upside down.
Yeah.
You know, so now Jake think eating crab, lobster.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All the abominable food is the like the food. You know what I'm saying?
It's the good way.
Huh?
They
The good way.
They think that's the good way.
But it's the way it destroys your body, destroys your mind. You know what I'm saying?
And you taking something out of its purpose.
Yes,
So not only you destroying you, and that's the thing. Like it's a ripple effect. Like on the right hand side, it's a ripple effect of goodness when things are in order. When the man is in order under Yahweh Hashem Al-Shai, when a woman is in order under the man, then the children benefit. You know, it's a ripple effect of righteous benefits. But on the left hand side, like you going into, once you take that lobster or crab
out the water,
yeah. So now the rest now the environment gonna suffer. You finna poison yourself. That's gonna suffer.
Yeah.
Now you as a man, you destroying your ability to provide because you're destroying your health. So it's just a constant trickle effect of bad results.
Yeah.
So on the right hand side, you know, when you do right, it's a trickle effect of good benefits. But when you do wrong, it's a trickle effect of bad benefits. Because see, we're living in the results of feminism and street culture and alphabet culture and westernization. See, we're living in the results of this shit. This is what it trickled down to what we got today. It was cute, you know, but then now we're living in the trickle down effect of this shit. Yeah, bro.
It say, all the works of the Lord are good, and he will give every needful thing in due season, so that a man cannot say, this is worse than that.
Yeah.
And that's the mindset of Esau. You know, everything was created good, but his mind like, nah, I can do better.
Yeah.
You know,
I can remix.
Yeah, I can make a seedless grape.
Yeah.
You know, seedless watermelon. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
GMO.
Hey, cause this nigga has already destroyed, you know, the quality of life, you know, to the point to where people just want to check out. You know, that's why you got suicide at an all-time high.
It's animals.
Yeah, this man has made paradise miserable. You know, and now he has no plan to stop it. Now he wants to go digital with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like this nigga has already destroyed everything. So now he like,
he plans to say the earth is to tap into
go digital.
Yeah, go digital. You know,
transhumanism.
Yeah, and give it robots.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Then it say, so that a man cannot say this is worse than that. For in time they should all be well approved. That's that, man. You know, and he like, nah, man should be with man, women should be. No, ain't no food for multiply, right? We food for multiply.
Yeah, abortions.
Yeah, abortions.
Cut your ride off. You know, it's crazy, man.
Yeah, like I say, cause he is his death.
Yeah.
And wherever he go, what death following him.
Yeah. And that's his whole thing. Like, even with, like we were talking about artificial intelligence, you know, you really, if you listen to what he's saying, he's telling you, he giving you artificial intelligence.
Right. Artificial.
And like you say, it's all hype.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, listen to what he's telling you. Artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
It's not real.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's how you know it's a curse. That's how you know the Lord had to be that light to come in your mind for you to see the darkness. Like, nigga, it's not deep. He telling you that he destroying you.
Hey, look, this is the definition of artificial.
Yeah. Hey, can we get intelligence in the etymology too? Yeah.
This is artificial. Let's say made of produced by a human being rather than occurring natural.
Produced by human beings rather than occurring natural. So a resource is something that does what? Produces itself again.
Then look, it says especially.
You know why he won't give you artificial intelligence?
Yeah.
So he can have all the resources. Then he can give you an apple, a 3D apple. He can give you air-made food. He got 3D print food. The nigga got a tree made out of fucking. Nigga making fake trees.
Fake animals. That's that same video. They just made a fake like wildcat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's a fake animal. It's a real animal.
Yeah.
But it's fake though.
Is it like on salmon she created? Salmon, the fish?
Tilapia. Yeah, tilapia.
Yeah.
But he want all the real shit for himself.
Yeah.
That's the it's a scripture say there's nothing worse than a covetous man.
Yeah.
he don't want nobody in the world to have peace of nothing that's real.
Yeah.
He want that for himself.
That's it.
You know.
And then look, it said, especially as a copy of something natural.
A copy of something natural.
Yeah.
That's why you got GMOs.
Yeah, it's a copy of something natural. The fruits, you know what I'm saying, the meat.
Yeah, they even the AI. Because the AI, because what they say the AI learning. Well, the AI just created trying to mimic the brain.
That's
That's
it.
That's
That's
all.
it. Because the brain is always
The
learning.
brain is always learning.
Yeah.
The brain is always gathering data. That's why, you know, brothers that got children, like, over the time, like, you be so familiar. Like, someone can tell you that your child did,
Did something.
and they don't have to put a name on it.
Yeah,
you
but
be
you
like,
know who
you
it
know who did. You know what I'm saying? Because off the data that you got, like, you know what I'm saying?
right.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like, yeah, so what the AI tries to do, because the AI, what it can't do, it can't accommodate on the fly. It can only operate within
Yep.
the algorithm that it was programmed with. You see, we can accommodate on the fly.
On the fly.
You know, like the algorithm, you know, it'll pick up the AI. They got the AI that you know, like them small hats, they use the AI on the security machine gun AI.
Mm-hmm.
So they pick up the Palestinians and automatically shoot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but here it is. All right, you just have an algorithm that tells this AI that this is a Palestinian. Okay, but what if you have a small hat that just got the same hue?
Yeah, how you gonna pick that up?
Yeah.
You don't got the spirit of discernment.
Yeah, so the AI just gonna let loose based on what it's programmed to do.
Right.
But it can't. It doesn't have, all right, that ability, like you say, that discernment, real time discernment that we have. Esau can't mimic that. You know.
That's what he don't have.
Yeah, the AI can't have an authentic relationship with anybody.
Nope.
You know, all it can do is respond based on the information that you're giving.
Hey, it's a movie on Netflix that's got that. I can't never think of her name, but it's like an AI movie. She a robot.
Oh, somebody in the house in Germany.
No, it ain't in Germany. What's the girl name that played like the first Transformers with Shiloh? What's her name? Shiloh.
Yeah. Shiloh.
Yeah, she play in it, but she a robot. Like the man, his wife was sick and she was in the hospital.
Oh yeah. And she died, and they trained. She was like the nanny.
She was the nanny.
Yeah, she was on all the screens in the house.
She was the nanny.
We just watched that too.
Yeah, she was the nanny. Yup. But she that's like basically it's a good example of what you was just saying. How AI they can't discern. You know what I'm saying? Like she could just go off of what she
Program.
read. Yeah, she couldn't go on like she couldn't discern his emotions like that.
Yeah, because they on the program one way.
They on program one way.
Yeah.
Yup. But I wish I could think of the name of the movie. If I knew the girl name, I could what's her name, man? Y'all know what I'm talking about, the first Transformer, the girl that played the girlfriend of Shia LaBeouf. But anyway, it's
Cassandra.
No.
The series Cassandra.
Nah, it's a movie.
It's a movie. Okay.
It's a movie.
I know Cassandra had that too. Though.
Let me see. But anyway, if it come up, we'll get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's a perfect example of how like this whole transhumanism and artificial intelligence environment that Esau Edom creates is going to destroy you because there's no spiritual connection. Yeah. There's no spiritual discernment. You know?
Yeah, and then just too, like last week, you know, all these nations going to like the currents and everything in the earth, they all got the same agenda. You know what I'm saying? Dealing with AI.
Yeah.
Think about China, what they going into, they tapping into AI. Russia, the Koreans, everybody's going towards the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, which is the artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm like, damn, that's crazy. Because if it was something different, they would be going to get another currency. But all the currencies, like the BRIC nation, all they lead to digital currency. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Like all the other nations got the same agenda. It's all going toward, you know what I'm saying?
AI, because they call it AI governance. But that's why they really destroying these old governments and bringing in AI. Like Doge, you know, his thing is Elon Musk has been tasked with destroying, dismantling the government and replacing it with AI.
Yeah.
You know, you got it, bro.
Hey, so the movie was Subservience. It's on Netflix. Subservience. Okay. And I'm gonna read the quick article. It's the Megan Fox sci-fi. Her name is Megan Fox. The Megan Fox sci-fi thriller Subservience, where she plays an AI robot. So that the movie follows a struggling father who buys a domestic robot to help around the house, unaware that the AI will gain awareness and become hostile.
Yeah.
Like they telling you in the movies.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They telling you, and then they show you the relationship between a natural person and an artificial person.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Lord didn't design us to operate that way.
Yeah, but you see now they're trying to bring it out as a cool thing.
Yeah.
You just you seen
the hype, like the brother said, the hype.
Yeah, because Kim Kardashian was a robot. Then you had Jamie Foxx, you know, hugging a robot. There was another Jake.
Cassinet.
Huh?
Cassinet.
Yeah. You know, but they out in public, you know what I'm saying, as in this a real woman,
right,
or this a real man playing that role. You know what I'm saying? But the whole time, like I say, it's an AI robot.
It's fake.
Yeah.
That's the newest item, because Esau, because you know the Bible mocks how idols can't move, they can't talk.
So now here it is.
So Esau like, I'm gonna make my idol talk. I'm making move.
Yeah.
You know.
Damn.
Yeah.
And when you really want immortality, you got something called artificial immortality, which that shit would never.
You did that video on
that.
Yeah,
did a video on that. Esau would never receive immortality. You know.
Yeah, like, but it all goes back to what?
Show you they be in them scriptures though.
Yeah, because it all goes back to birthright.
Birthright. That's what he wants.
That's what he's trying to get. He's trying to get that birthright back. Yeah. But it's impossible. Yeah. Because it was designed the way the Lord has spoken. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then Esau, he's building a bad case for himself.
Yeah. Because
the Lord gave him the rulership. So nigga, how can you rule forever? Like, you have put everything in self-destruct mode. So he's building a bad case of why he should have the birthright.
Right.
You know, like, nigga, let's look at your stats. Like,
what have you done?
You go to highlight tape,
low lights. We got number low lights.
What's that Jake? He be playing like the film room. He watching the film. He cussing that dark skinned Jake. Yeah. He be cussing them out like different games. He go to the film. Like you go to Esau film, like nigga, look at it.
Even when you go into the court system, you know how JB Cutler seven times offender. You know Esau. You know what I'm saying? Going to the track. You know what I'm saying? So that's how the Lord doing Esau. Like this time, like nah. It's over now.
Sins have reached into the
Yeah, you showed yourself unworthy and going back full circle. This is why the Lord has his sons as the kings on the come up.
That's it.
And we can get one more. We can get yours.
You get that?
I got the intelligence too. And we get what you got, and then we end with this. This 1 Samuel 2:7.
Yeah.
But I got the word intelligence. It says intelligence. It says the highest faculty of the mind.
Yeah, the highest faculty of the mind is who? Isaiah 55. The Hawashai has the highest faculty of the mind. Go ahead.
Capacity.
Because everything came from his mind. Beginning with Yahweh, the Heavenly Father, everything that exists comes from his mind.
That's tough. Like existence is just an idea of the Most High. It's an idea.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so ain't nothing higher than that. Yeah. Go ahead.
It's crazy. It says capacity for comprehending.
Capacity. For comprehending what?
General truths.
But this man won't give you artificial intelligence. But he don't want you to be able to comprehend.
You don't need a copy.
Because the AI, he wants everyone to live with the answer you get from AI.
Uh-huh.
Like AI, like he wants AI to say, well, there's too many men in Nebraska. AI has come to the conclusion, like, what?
Right, that's why Elon Musk said, dealing with Memphis, he like, you know what I'm saying, AI gonna become God.
Yeah.
Because that's what he trying to make AI be.
He definitely said that.
Yeah,
he
God
trying to
come out
make
of Memphis.
Because what he trying to do is he trying to exalt the Lord.
Yep.
Which goes back to Revelation 11. You
Yep.
know what I'm saying? They exalt the Lord, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And it says, faculty of understanding comprehension, directly from Latin, intelligentia, understanding knowledge, power of discernment, art, skill, taste.
So artificial men don't got none of this.
Yeah. But it's
They don't got the power of discernment.
Yeah. Hey, like AI, you can't ask Alexa, you know, like if you ask Alexa about, wine, like what's the best wine and things like, she never tasted wine. So
wine.
she's not gonna be able to give you,
Nope.
She can tell you what's been programmed. Yeah.
She can tell you what's in it.
But if you talk to a wine connoisseur, that's been a wine connoisseur for 30 years, he's gonna give you he gonna get the notes. He gonna tell See,
where it made from, and
Yeah.
who stepped on them, and who swears.
Yeah. He can tell you the BS, like that's overhyped. Because there's certain things you can look at like the best of this, the best of that. But it be hyped. But then you deal with a real person, like, nah,
they actually experience.
Yeah, like, nah, let me show you the real. You know what I'm saying? Like, so, like you say, artificial intelligence is fake. You can't tell me nothing about because like a mechanic. Okay, you can ask Alexa about doing something, but it's nothing like a mechanic that's been a mechanic for 35 years. I know you know, bro. Like them, man, like them mechanic, like the shit that you a panic about. They look at, shit. Let me show you.
They got it's called, they got an earth cord.
They can listen to your car and tell you what's wrong. Yeah.
Just like it's a Jake, in my farm, I trying to get the car right. When they came and told him and shit, and try to crank that shit. He gonna crank, but making the sound. He like, oh no, that's your fuel pump.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, you don't hear it. It make a hum like
with Alexa.
Like, damn.
Go out there with Alexa and say, Alexa.
She can't tell me it's my fuel pump.
What's wrong with my car?
Fix my camera.
But Jake out there, Jake said, cause you don't hear no hum, you don't hear a humming noise. He had an ear cord.
Jake's so intelligent, man. See, this system, you know what I'm saying? The system fuck Jake up. I be listening to, I be picking up people. Sometimes they have their children with them. I be listening to them children talk. Like, Jake's so intelligent naturally. This system fuck Jake up. Jake, son and daughter, like they just so naturally intelligent. Because even like when I used to coach Hood League, like we had the 6 and 7-year-old, they running no huddle offense. You know what I'm saying? 19-year-old running no huddle offense. Because like Jake just so it's this Esau fucked Jake up with that bullshit. Like this system fucked Jake up, man. But Jake naturally just got a crazy capacity, for comprehension and understanding and learning and solving problem solving, man.
That's why he's so mad. He hates us,
He hates because he ain't us.
The Lord blessed us. You know what I'm saying? He gave us the wisdom, he gave us the knowledge and the understanding. Something he wasn't giving. Esau wasn't giving that.
Can we get a couple precepts?
Yeah, we got, bro.
Hey, I got 3 real quick.
Yeah.
We go back to back.
Yeah.
If y'all don't mind.
Yeah, you got
Remember that precept I told you to count? It keep popping up. Sirach 33.
Yeah.
Right. 10 and 11. Right. But you go with that Wisdom of Solomon first, as we call it. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 14. Right.
Yeah, Wisdom of Solomon chapter 1 verse 14. It reads, "For he created all things that they might have their being. And the generations of the world were were helpful."
Helpful. The generations of the world was helpful. Going back to when, like the creation, when brother read, he said it was good. Everything was healthful. Everything was healthful. Like I was saying, we're gonna be walking healers in the kingdom. Everything's gonna be healthful, man. We're going back to that, okay? To how things were originally designed and how they were originally made to function, right? Go ahead.
And there's no poison of destruction in them.
Yeah, the way the Lord designed things, ain't no destruction in it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
everything was made to work in perfect,
Yeah,
harmony,
Yep, units.
unity.
Yeah. Well, called perfection.
I should have read 13.
You can read 13 and go back, right? And then we're gonna get that.
Surah 33.
Yeah.
Yeah, it said, for the Most High made not death, neither had he pleasure in the destruction of the living.
There you go.
For he created all things that they might have their being.
Mm-hmm.
And the generations of the world were healthful, and there's no poison of destruction in them.
If I can add too, the earth was set up to house immortals.
Yep.
You gotta think.
Yep.
That's why nothing really dies.
Nope.
You know, like the trees,
Nope.
you know what I'm saying, the plants.
Nope.
You know, it only multiplies.
Yeah.
Everything really just multiplies.
It comes back.
Yeah, it comes back.
Yep.
So the earth was really built to house immortals.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but we're just getting back to that immortality, man.
They say, ye are gods, but you shall die like men. Yep.
It said, nor the kingdom of death upon the earth,
Mm-hmm.
for righteousness is immortal.
Mm-hmm.
Righteousness is immortal. The kingdom of death is Esau Edom.
Esau Edom.
This is the kingdom of death.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where everything, you know, results back into death.
Mm-hmm.
Like the food kill you. You can have sex that kill you. Everything
The
that's
air.
supposed to be for life. Yeah, the air kill you. You know, an argument at the gas station kill you. You know,
Water,
traffic. You know what I'm saying? Planes, like everything. Like when you drive in traffic, you gotta consider death.
Yeah.
When you get on the plane, you gotta consider death.
Yeah.
When you deal with a woman, you gotta consider death.
Yeah.
Shit, cooking.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
everything in this society, you gotta death is considered in the equation. You want to go to the death is,
Chance you might not make it back.
death is in the equation. You know, it's the kingdom of death, man.
That's it.
You got it, bro.
But like the scriptures say, this is, and see, that's how you know this ain't life. We not living. This is an experience.
Mm-hmm.
This is the wicked in his perfect in his perfect purpose to perfect the purpose of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for us.
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? The purpose of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai for us is to be that perfect judge, to have that perfect discernment,
Right, yeah.
to experience
Yeah.
what wickedness and a lawless world
Yeah. Rulership.
would present. You know, this is the product of a lawless, wicked world.
Yeah. And we had what? We go to the Babylonian captivity, we can learn from that.
Right.
The Persian and the Mede captivity, we can
Right.
learn from that.
Yeah.
You know, the Greek and the Roman, we can learn from all the empires.
But Esau, all lows.
That's it.
This is the lowest,
Yeah.
right? Like the Babylonians, the Persians, the Mede, they had more nobility than Esau.
Yeah,
Esau,
that's right. That's right. Yeah.
You know.
But even like when you go to Esther,
Yep.
when Vashti was stripping,
Yep.
you
Yep.
know,
Yep.
they were like, nah, this can't go.
Nah.
They had an emergency meeting.
Yeah.
Like, look,
She gotta get out of
yeah,
here. Yeah, we
can't
call,
let this.
she don't want the king to call her and she don't want to come.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
we can't tolerate that.
But this nigga, he sent these bitches on tour. Esau sent Vashti on a tour.
Right.
This bitch, billionaire.
Cowboy Carter.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Matter of fact, can I get this real quick and then get that that's a rock. Get this real quick. This 1 Timothy 4 and 4. I'm gonna start at 4. It says, "For every creature of the Most High is good, and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving. For it is sanctified by the word of the Most High and prayer."
Right. So
Right.
their purpose. They serve their purpose on earth.
Yeah. And they sanctified, right? So there's an order. The word sanctified goes to be saved. It deals with
Separate
law, being separate. So everything has a purpose that's separated for the Lord's good.
Mm-hmm.
And he made it good this is this purpose right here.
That's why they all have their own environment.
They all have their own environment.
They call their own world.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then he made the law like you don't take this and put it in this environment. You don't mix fabrics.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't. You see,
They all serve their purpose.
yeah, he laid it down, you know. But that's what we're gonna go back to, and that's how the earth is gonna ultimately be restored to righteousness by going back to the laws of being the standard. You know what I'm saying?
In the beginning,
Right.
that thing going back into
Going back to the beginning. The scripture talk about the times of refreshing.
Uh-huh.
We're going back to that.
Yes,
We got
sir.
it up.
This is Sirach 33
Oh,
and 10. And all men are from the ground, and Adam was created of earth.
First Samuel 2, 7.
Yep.
And in much knowledge, the Lord had divided
Yeah,
them.
because at the end of the day, that's what puts us on high above all the other nations is the knowledge that he divided them. He separated the sons of Adam. The
Yeah.
inheritance ultimately comes through the knowledge that he gave us, the laws of righteousness.
Yeah.
Only gave it to us. That's what separates us at the end.
That's why Ezra was considering, he like, Lord, you made the earth a while, you made the earth an eye sake, why should we not possess it?
Yep.
You know?
Yep.
Real quick, just to bag you up, like you say, because Israel had that great portion of intelligence.
Yeah, great.
Jake, that's different, you know what I mean? This is speaking of wisdom, this is Sirach 24 and 6. It says, in the ways of the sea and in all the earth and in every people and nation I got a possession. With all these I saw rest, and in whose inheritance shall I abide? So the creator of all things gave me a commandment, and he that made me caused my tabernacle to rest, and said, let thy dwelling be Jacob and thine inheritance in Israel. So that top, like going to that top intelligence given to Jacob.
The highest faculty of the mind.
That's why I go back to Sirach 20, it said, wisdom bringing forth a king.
Yep.
It's like this is Psalm 147 and 5. Great is our Lord, and of a great power. His understanding is infinite.
Infinite. And this is what we tapped into. This is why we got abundance. You see? That's why these conversations are so potent, man. You know? Because we have tapped into the infinite source of wisdom.
Yeah, all wisdom comes from the Lord.
All wisdom. Yeah.
This is 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 7.
Yep.
The Lord Yahweh make it poor and make it rich.
Status in the earth goes back to the Most High.
Yeah.
You know, when you look at the nation's status and their standing in the earth, well, it goes back to the Most High. Okay, that's why Jake, all these attempts to put the nation in the better position. The Lord didn't sign off on it. But now he's beginning to sign off on these things as he raised up his sons. Go ahead.
It said the Lord make it poor and make it rich.
Yep.
He bring it low and lift it up.
Yep, go ahead.
He raised it up to pour out of the dust.
And that's us. We're the poor that's being raised out of the dust of confusion.
That's it.
Because we, the spirit has broke those chains of enchantments from Esau that Esau had on us, man. Okay? When we was out here with no purpose, man. Playing into his matrix. You see?
That bring Proverbs 20:24. As the man goes of the Lord.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? How did a man understand his own way?
You got it.
This is Sirach 11:14.
Yeah.
Prosperity and adversity, life and death, poverty and riches come of the Lord.
Yep.
Wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the law are of the Lord.
Yep. And see, that's what Esau don't acknowledge. Esau mind is he's self-made.
Yeah.
That's why he thinks that he has a chance to keep himself in power by his own means.
Yeah.
But one of the things of knowledge of being a ruler is acknowledging that there's a higher power.
Nebuchadnezzar.
Yeah.
He had to learn the hard way.
Yeah.
Like you say, the attempt to eliminate that the Most High Yahweh ruled in the kingdom of men. Why? Because he had experienced that power.
Point.
Yeah, because the Lord took him off the throne for 7 years.
Made him as a beast.
And put him back on the throne.
Yeah, that's power right there.
Come on. So he had to acknowledge, the power of the Lord.
That's why Esau, Edom, hey, he's not going to acknowledge the power.
Nah, because it ain't given unto him to acknowledge.
Nah, because the Lord is why he say, lest there be any profane person.
Yeah, that's it.
Like, Esau is never going to see that he's not God.
Yeah.
It ain't what's that? He's not upright. Upright, not in him.
He can't do it. He just can't do it.
He said the Most High not in his thoughts.
Yep.
That's it.
Back in 1 Samuel chapter 2, verse 8, he raised up the poor out of the dust and lifted up the beggar from the dunghill to sit them among princes and to make them inherit the throne of glory.
Yeah, this is the process we're going through now. Because we, the poor, all right, that was in confusion. Okay, so he raised us out of confusion on that path to rulership. And then it said the beggar from the dunghill. Well, the dunghill is a place of dishonor.
Yep.
So we're being removed from, because we're in the position of a beggar. Okay, because guess what? When you go fill out application, you're really begging. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you got to fill out all this.
Yeah.
Look at your previous jobs, like, nigga, you begging.
You know what you're doing with that application? You asking for permission to live.
Yeah.
Can I live?
Yeah.
Can I get a little substance so I can eat? So I can put a roof over my head?
That's all I'm saying.
You begging to live.
Yeah.
That's how you notice the kingdom of death.
Yeah.
Scripture say we gonna sell out. We gonna
Sell
sell
out.
out to continue with glory.
Yeah.
There be no application.
Nah,
We can go to work.
You been high.
Yeah, you born.
Because all the nations gonna have a purpose,
You
man.
were hired before you was born.
Yeah, you was already hired.
You got it, bro.
Then it say, for the pillars of the earth are the Lord's, and he has set the world upon them.
Yeah, so there's a Lord's enterprise. Okay, and he's gonna set his sons up to run his enterprise in righteousness, man. And this is the path that we've embarked on, man. All right, this is why look, hey, we moving on from you goddamn weirdos, man. Okay, we serious minded. The path that we've embarked on, man. So that was the point. The Lord will, you brothers, all right, and you sisters edified once again. All praise and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, HaKadosh.
double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers, and peace and blessings, salutations, hopefully, shalom.
Shalom. Kings on the come up.
It'll work.